Okay, we've had technical problems. Sorry for our technical difficulties. We're back live again. So let's pick up where we left off. Take it away, Tranicia and Janine.
Can you turn the mic?
Oh.
Well, good morning, Tranicia. Again, thanks for coming. It's a beautiful spring day, so thanks for coming out for that.
Thanks for having me.
And we just want you to go ahead and talk about your journey. So this is going to be your story, and just kind of share it with everybody.
On December 24th, 2016, while I was on a family vacation in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, I began to have a stroke, and my mom called the ambulance, and they got there. They transported me to a hospital in Knoxville, Tennessee, and after being there for about 5 days, I was transferred to RHI, where I was here in inpatient. Most of my records from the injury was in Tennessee, so I didn't get any further treatment while I was here. I just did the inpatient therapy to get me to go back home. And then 2 months later, I had found out that I had an AVM and that I had to have it removed, and I had to have brain surgery, so I had the surgery. And then I came back to RHI again for inpatient therapy. And once I was released that time, I went to outpatient therapy at the satellite campus at NRC. And I had been working with them for the rest of the year. And then because I'm a veteran, I ended up going to the VA after that.
Very good. So you were when you what's an AVM, by the way?
Arteriovenous malformation. It's a cluster of blood vessels in the brain that rupture for no apparent reason. I'm sure there are probably many reasons. Most doctors don't know why, but once it ruptures, it bleeds into the brain, and then you have a brain injury.
And then you said you went the second after you had that removed.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had spent so up at NRC.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about what y'all had done up there.
I went to vision therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, and occupational therapy. I also have a resource facilitator. I still have him right now, so.
Through NRC?
Yes.
Yeah. Talk a little bit, so how did that affect your speech and vision?
Clearly I'm wearing glasses now. I have prisms because of the double vision. It makes it hard for me to see things clearly. I had speech because even though some people thought my speech wasn't affected, it was slurred still slurred some. Also for my cognitive abilities, like I wanted to do things that were, not necessarily normal, so it didn't fit in the realm of just adding 1 + 1 and, simple things like that. So we practiced on working, like I took the LSATs for law school, and we worked on test preparation, like things that I could do to remember the questions, things that I could do to get right, stuff like that. So.
All right. Talk a little bit more about when you were up at NRC, and you said about resource facilitation, right?
Uh-huh.
So talk a little bit about that.
Tony is my resource facilitator. He's awesome. He's been with me every step of the way. Like anything that I need, he always comes through. But he says that I'm such a good patient. I never want anything, but I just like having him in my corner. And then when something comes up that I can't do myself, he's always there to help me through it. So I appreciate him for that.
And this is done.
Okay, we're back on.
And so Wendy was very helpful because while I was going through the process of doing the surgery and everything, once I had the surgery, I went back so far. Like I had learned how to walk again and everything, but then when I went through surgery, I ended up back in a wheelchair. I couldn't even sit up in the hospital. So Wendy talked me through that, and she got me to join the support group Heads or Tails, and told me about the resource facilitation and all the things that RHI could provide for me to help me through the process. And I was all for it. I used every resource that was given to me throughout this process, and I still continue to use those resources, so they're still available to me.
So is there something that stands out that, like, so far as resource facilitation up there, or that what part of that do you think was really, or that you enjoyed the most, or got the most benefit out of?
They make me feel like it's not just a job. Like, they actually care about us. They care if we make it through. They care about what we're going through. Same as my inpatient therapist. Like, I made really good friends with my inpatient therapists here. They were awesome. They seen me through, and when I came back the second time, they requested for me to be on their caseload, which made me feel good because, you know, sometimes you go in the hospital, people don't remember you because they see so many clients. It's just how it is. So I felt like I mattered, my illness mattered, and that they wanted me to get better as much as I did.
Very good. Speaking of resource facilitation and the Heads or Tails support group, they do
the rocks.
Rocks. Here's
yes.
Here are the rocks. And they just had their little fundraiser here.
Yes.
And so they have you made any of these, or
yes,
you have? Okay. So they do these. We actually have some around around the campus, and then even we'll talk about brain injury survivors. And I know this does provide inspiration and
yes,
positive,
and they also
right?
Give us a sense of community, so we can feel like there's things that we still can do that, you know, maybe we used to do that we thought we couldn't do anymore, or we find new things that we can do, and then it's all people that are pretty much in the same place. So, you know, you're not in it alone, and they're caregivers, which usually parents, wives, and they're there supporting them through the whole thing, and they're really good about supporting other people, because I'm one of the ones that never come with a caregiver. So I need help when I'm doing stuff, and they're always so nice to me. And just the way that they do fundraisers, and they provide different outings for us, it's awesome. And during the meeting, they do different training, like what resources are out there that we may not know about, like yoga and, you know, different therapy, like. All the survivors talk about the different things that's helped them throughout the process that we could possibly use, different devices, all different kinds of things.
Yeah, that's right, because they have that Love Your Brain yoga. Yes. You're familiar with that? Are you going to be taking that at all, that Love Your Brain yoga?
Maybe the one here,
yeah.
RHI, yes.
Yeah, very good. And so going back to your stay when you were here, though, was there, you said your therapist, how long were you here? How long were you? Because it would be your second time. I know you were here twice.
I think I was here almost 3 weeks the first time, and probably about 3 weeks the second time. So
you kind of felt, like you said, you felt that
I felt like I lived here.
Right. So you were able, like I said, though, the therapist, they you know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
They meet you where you are, so it's not like a certain standard that you have to meet. Having a brain injury, everybody's different, so they worked on my goals and, you know, the successes I made while I was in therapy, and they never compared me to anybody else. So I really feel good about being here.
Very good. So what would you say, obviously we're in the foundation and we do, you know, fundraising, and this is we do in the foundation funding for certain, like, equipment that's in the gym. There's research. Are you familiar with Dr. Hornby's
yes.
research? Have you?
I've done one, yes.
You have done some work with Dr. Hornby? Very good. So that's part of what the foundation helps us, so that they can be on site to do that. What would you say? How would you encourage people to see why that would be important?
I would tell them that it's important because a lot of us lose hope, and we feel like we can't go on living, and we're grieving over the loss of life that we used to have, and some of us aren't ready to move forward. But having those devices and the equipment that helps you get to the point where you feel like you could do things again, it's always beneficial.
Well, I would say on that, that's what the foundation does, and we thank you so much. Thank you for coming in. This series, this weekly series, is brought to you every week from our generous sponsor, Wilson Kehoe and Winningham. And just to honor past patients and folks that come in, they can share that, and so we can highlight the value of Foundation. Thank you very much.